Hey guys, it's me, the Minecraft girl, and in this video, I'm going to be reading you a storybook about Minecraft. This book is called The Crash. This book is written by TRACEY Baptist, and I'm going to be reading the first chapter of this book for you. So let me read a bit about this book from the last page. Bianca has never been good at following the plan. She's more of an act now, deal with the consequences later kind of person. But consequences can't be put off forever, as Bianca learns when she and her best friend Lonnie are in a terrible car crash, waking up in the hospital almost paralyzed by her injuries. Bianca is faced with questions she's not equipped to answer. She chooses instead to try a new virtual reality version of Minecraft that responds to her every wish, giving her control over a world at the very moment she thought she'd lost it. As she explores this new realm, she encounters a mute, glitching avatar she believes to be Lonnie. Bianca teams up with Esme and Anton, two kids who are also playing on the hospital server, to save her friend. But the road to recovery isn't without its own dangers. The kids are swarmed by mobs, seemingly generated by their fears and insecurities. And now, Bianca must deal with the uncertainties that have been plaguing her. Is Lonnie really stuck in the game? And can Bianca help him back to reality? It's our job to tell the answer to the world, and I will read the book and tell you the answer. So let's move on to the first chapter of the book. The Crash by TRACEY Baptist. I'd like to find whoever came up with the phrase, "everything happens for a reason," and give them a piece of my mind. Because the exact last thing anybody needs to hear when their world is completely screwed up is that it's actually a good thing. Like, even if you had a magical time machine that could go back and fix your mistakes, you totally shouldn't use it. Yeah? Right. Nobody really believes that. Of course, there's really no good thing to say after everything's turned into a complete and utter mess. Better to keep moving forward, try to fix your mistakes, and hope everything eventually works out. I feel like I should have something wiser to say here, but nope, that's all I've got. Oh, that and the time machine thing, there's always that. Anyway, the mistake I wish I could go back and fix happened days ago. How many days I couldn't tell you. Time is sort of a mess right now. But one Friday, some time ago, my best friend and I were headed to participate in the social event kickoff of the school year, also known as the homecoming game. I convinced Lonnie to go with me. Even though neither of us were sports fans, we were gamers. Really, sports outside of a video game was not high on our list of priorities, but I figured homecoming was one of the hallmark high school experiences they make a big fuss about in the movies. Why not check it out? As a newly minted freshman, I was secretly excited about high school. It was like unlocking a new level in the video game of school. It was like unlocking a new video game in school, but a video game of life. Full-size lockers for larger inventory, bigger bosses like the SATs. You get my drift. Lonnie, on the other hand, was not so convinced about homecoming, so I sweetened the deal, literally. I told him that I'd make my famous brownies and bring a blanket so we could huddle up together with chocolate in our teeth. I'd like to think it was the brownies and blankets that appealed to him, but I'm not sure. I mean, there aren't a lot of high school juniors that would want to be seen hanging out with a freshman, but we had been friends since I was 6 and he was 8. So we kind of went beyond the usual high school friendship parameters. Still, the point of all this, it was all my fault. Everything that happened is on me. Lonnie showed up around 5. I bounded out with brownies and the blanket, got in the car, let him drive off, and we started talking about Minecraft. Our usual convo. "Did you build all the traps?" he asked. I scrunched up my nose. I hadn't, mainly because I forgot. Actually, I thought it would be better to build up on the base instead. I decided to make the floor of the greenhouse glass. So you can can look down on everything. You mean you didn't finish what you said you were going to? Again. Lonnie sounded more like a disappointed dad than my friend, putting me on the defensive. I'll get back to it after I finish the new greenhouse, I said. I don't know why you have to get on my case about it. Bianca, Lonnie, you need to stick to the plan. This whole world is going off the rails. If we want to have something that works really well, we have to do what we set out to make. Isn't that the whole point of the test world? Perfect it there and then move it to the real game. I thought the point of the test world was to do crazy stuff, so we could see what works and what doesn't. To go as bonkers as we can go, blow stuff up, make a mess, and never have to fix it. Lonnie sighed. He passed his hand over his close-shaven head and squeezed his eyelids down for a second as if he was in pain. When he opened his eyes again, they were a cloudy grey, like the sky, not the sharp steel grey that meant he was in a good mood. I thought you wanted to do this project, he said. You said you wanted to craft a whole new world, new landscapes, entire villages, a whole set of society rules, and then mess around with it. Yes, but first we have to make it, Bianca, and to make it we need to have a plan. I didn't mean for us to fight. I wasn't sure what to say to get him to stop breathing heavily like he was an angry dragon cooking up a fire to blow in my direction. You never follow the plan. First, you say you want to do something and I say, okay, here's the plan. Then you say, great plan, and then you don't even pretend to do what I outlined. Oh, so this was going to be a full-on fight. But here I am, being your chauffeur, he added. You just got your license. You need the practice, I said. Plus, think of all the horizon expanding you'll be doing by finally going to an actual sporting event. Since when do you like sports? He asked. I shrugged. Since it's my first time ever going to a big school thing, and I just want to see what it's like to be out with the masses. Masses is just another word for mobs. Trust me, high school's not all that it's cracked to be. He turned screeching down West Elm Road. Where is the stupid field again? 2 straights down and then a right, I said smugly. He pulled up at the light and revved the engine. Even his body movement seemed annoyed. I sucked in my top lip and chewed on it as I pulled at one of my contours and wrapped and unwrapped it around my finger. You know, they're bulldozing the playground, I said suddenly. The light changed and he lurched forward. So, do you want to see it before everything is gone? What for? Because it was the scene of our greatest adventures, I asked. Because it'll never look like that again. Because it was our place first. Yeah, sure. Do you remember how to get there? I teased. He turned his steely grey eyes on me and I grinned. I knew that look. It meant that our little fight was over. Instead of turning right on Grandview, he turned left. The playground already looked like a ghost town. The swing seats were gone. All that was left of was the A-frame, model blue, from the faded and peeling paint. The rope bridge was lying half in the black rubber mulch, one end still attached to what used to be the climbing wall, when all the foot and handrests were still attached. I climbed up the ladder, which wobbled now that it wasn't attached properly, and I went down the tube slide, coming out at Lonnie's sneaker feet. Have a go? I asked. He shook his head. I'm surprised this is the first renovation they're doing since we were little, he said. They probably should have condemned it a long time ago, but it's our place, I said. It was, Lonnie replied, not unkindly. This playground was where we'd met, and where we'd become friends and imagined our first worlds together. We would pretend to be swashbuckling pirates on the rope bridge, launch ourselves like trapeze artists off the swings, and defend our fortress from invading imaginary zombies. In fact, one of our first projects in Minecraft was to create a better version of the playground. The ground was always lava naturally. After all this time, we always stuck together, even as the playground itself fell apart. Remember the time I tried to flip off the monkey bars and you broke my fall? I asked. looking to stoke some nostalgia. Yeah, I got a broken wrist for my troubles, Lonnie said, shaking his head. You never were a great planner, even then. Always waiting to push the limits, but never thinking about the follow through. You know, if I wanted a lecture, I could just go to class. I crossed my arms. Lonnie shrugged and kicked the faded yellow plastic cap from something and walked off to what used to be a dome of monkey bars. Most of the bars were in a pile on the ground. I followed him. He stared down at the pile quietly. The sun was just going down, casting an orange glow over the playground. Silence settled around us. He was right. This place wasn't ours. Not any longer. Let's just go, I said. Homecoming rally! Yeah, he mocked. I reached my hand out to him and felt a jolt of electricity when he caught my fingers, swinging them as we walked back to the car. Most people thought it was really weird, the two of us hanging out the way we did. A 2-year difference in high school is a chasm, especially when you're going to two different high schools. It's like trying to have a conversation with someone on the other side of the Grand Canyon with nothing but your cupped hands around your mouth. He turned over the engine and made a U-turn on the tiny street, then peeled off. I pulled out my phone and loaded the Minecraft app. If you're going to give me grief all night over not building your dump rats, you should at least appreciate this sick glass floor I put into the greenhouse. I waved my phone screen in his face. Look! Bianca, quit it! I'm driving! Lonnie batted the phone away with an arm. He turned sharply to the left, tires screeching. The orange glow from the setting sun blinded us momentarily, and we skidded a little, and Lonnie turned the wheel right to us. Then we realized, too late, that we weren't right, that something was coming towards us, that we must have run the red light. But we still weren't able to make out whatever the object was with the sun in our eyes. But we knew it wasn't a small thing. It all felt like it was in slow motion. A few seconds strung out into ears until a robotic female voice suddenly blasted over the car speaker. Proximity alert! Proximity alert! Evasive action recommended! Evasive action recommended! The air in the car went from electric excitement to sharp fear in an instant, as an oncoming car came straight for us too fast to do anything about it. Once the car was close enough and blocked out the sun, I could see the other driver's face, though not clearly. He had dark eyes and straight hair that spiked in every direction. His head lurched back as his green car collided with our blue one. I remember how the metal crunched as we crushed into each other, folding blue on green on blue on green. How pieces of things began to fly around. Glass, metal. At one point, even the light seemed to fracture and splinter off, bursting into fractals of beams, searing my eyes and my skin. And then there was the smell of smoke and the taste of blood, and the scrape of something against my body that felt like it had gutted me open somewhere in the middle. I wondered if I'd been halved. I turned, trying to see if I could figure out what was happening, if I could see Lonnie's face to know from his eyes just how bad it all was. But I couldn't see him. It was like he disappeared, and all that was left was me. And the blue car and the green car that now looked like one wrapped up thing with glass tinkling as it fell, like rain, all around me. And the shocking realization that the man from the other car was right up on me. Right there, up. Like we had been riding together. He was right there. I could reach out and touch him, and I tried. Only my hands didn't move. Nothing moved but the cars, still rippling toward and away from each other. So I tried to scream for Lonnie, but nothing came out of my mouth. And then everything went black. But everything will go yellow and bright once you hit the like button down below and subscribe to my channel. This was just the first chapter of The Crash. This seems like a very interesting book, as Bianca shares her story about living in the virtual reality world of Minecraft. So I think we should wish Bianca good luck by hitting the like button so that Bianca in the story gets to know that we all want her to be okay as soon as possible. and Bianca will be sharing her story in the next chapter. So till then, this is me, the Minecraft girl, signing out for today's video. I'll see you in my next video, guys. Till then, I hope you enjoyed the first chapter of The Crash as Bianca shares her story. So let's hope Bianca gets okay while we reach the next chapter. So we're going to reach the second chapter, we're going to read it nicely, and we're going to get to know more about the story. The interest in the story slowly deepens and deepens as you keep listening to the story. So once my new video comes out, go check that out as well. Lesson 2 or Chapter 2, mainly Chapter 2 of The Crash. A story of Minecraft virtual reality in the life of a young girl named Bianca. So, I'm a young girl named the Minecraft girl, and I'll be happy and Bianca will be happy if you hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and share this video with your friends so that also your friends get to know about the story and they like the video so that Bianca has a bit more luck in healing herself quickly. Till then, let's wish Bianca good luck so that she heals fast, and let's like this video. Till then, bye guys. I'll see you in my next video. This is the Minecraft girl signing off.